How do you go about creating the fulfillment structure at scale? The first thing is, see, there are three elements, if I have to draw like a Venn diagram, that is needed for any kind of like business to scale, whether it's service business or it is coaching business. Okay. The first one, even if you're doing like a service business, is community. Then there is coaching. And then there is course.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when I got started, right, I started by, number one, in case you already don't know, by doing the work for the clients, which is like just called as DFI, done for you. After that, what I did is I went into done with you, right, where basically I started like doing half the work for them and then rest I told them to do for themselves. Then I basically moved into one-on-one coaching, where I started sitting with the clients one-to-one and then started giving them the coaching needed. Okay. Then I basically took those students and added them in a group and I started doing group coaching. And then every time I moved from here, my experience got better, my understanding about the market got better, and as a result, I was able to actually deliver at scale. Okay. And then the fifth one would be, is what I then went for is, let's suppose, scale, is what everybody is talking about, which could be a course, it could be SaaS, it could be whatever. The problem is most people start with this, and as a result that they cannot really then understand the customer persona really, really well. And then that puts them in a tough spot, and then they break. Like, hire a lot of software engineers, hire a lot of coaches, build this whole complex system. It's just not good. Okay. So this allowed me to really understand my clients. This allowed me to really understand their problems. This allowed me to really understand how to get them results. This allowed me to understand how to get them results in a group, right, where it's not like just dependent on one person, right? And then this allowed me to just put everything that I had learned over here.
But you technically need 5 things when you're fulfilling, okay? So basically an extension of this, but I'll just make it simple for you. Sorry. So coaching or consulting, there are core 5 things that you need to take care. One is basically a knowledge transfer, specifically for coaching. I'll come to services, right? How do you impart knowledge, right? Second, it's like basic, let's say you want to play basketball. Somebody will teach you how to play basketball, that's knowledge. But when you are dribbling, whether you are dribbling it right or wrong, that's another thing, right? So, and whether you are even showing up on the court every day, that's accountability. Third is like, how exactly are you dribbling? It's like, what quality of work do you produce? That's called feedback. So knowledge, accountability, feedback. Fourth is community. Fifth is support. So I'll tell you how I came across this, and pretty much it consolidates within this Venn diagram. Before joining UAbility, in fact, when I was with DD, I pretty much surveyed every single person in India and abroad that was being called as a fake guru, technically. I bought their courses, try to understand what is it that they're missing because of which, for some reason, their reputation was getting harmed. And I realized in their coaching, one of these 5 things were missing. So anyone who was getting banned on internet, you'll find like either they don't provide right knowledge. That means either the expectations of the knowledge is different. They tell you you can start a business around your passion. But, well, right? Or they're not giving right accountability. They're charging, okay, 2 lakhs, but like, okay, go figure it out. Of course, your experience won't be great. Or even if they're providing accountability, they're not giving the right feedback. So, and this is a continuous thing. We're still working on making this thing better and better. Okay, you build that landing page. Is that good? Is that bad? What could be improved? Right? Then there has to be a community where people can interact with each other. and give peer-to-peer feedback. That's what brings that classroom feeling. That's what brings that team feeling. Like all of us are together, right? That's where we did the high-ticket tournament. That worked really well. And then support. There has to be a channel where you give them support, right? You just have to figure out how exactly are you going to incorporate these 5 things in your fulfillment. Now, for example, knowledge transfer. Do you really need to be on a one-on-one call to give them all the knowledge? Probably not. A good way will be to create a course, right? And it just does not even need to be course. When I was doing Alpha Club, I had Google Docs. There was no video. They're like, go read this. There is a template. Do that. Come back to me. And then comes the accountability. Have you done it or not? So our AMs, what they do is they'll first tell you, okay, watch these 2 courses, then submit the assignment to me and let me have a look. And then if you don't do it, almost once in a week they'll ping. What are you doing? Third is feedback. Feedback means like you have done your BMC. What is right? Is it even good? Can it be improved? Can we add something? Sometimes, let's say Signatech's case, we went 3 weeks just on BMC, right? But we went there. It was a very nice BMC that we built, the retail market one. 4th one is community. Well, we have school. So, and 5th one is support. Now, among community, knowledge, and support, you can pretty much do it with school. All 3 can be done together. Accountability and feedback, just these 2 things require an additional support. And good thing about accountability and feedback is that the other person does not need to be an expert like you. So you are sitting with a lot of people. In our case, we can have people who knows the product enough to, accountability doesn't need a lot of expertise, but feedback, they should be able to give the right feedback in the right way. So it has a lot of nuances that we're still figuring out. But as long as these 2 things are good, you can have a scalable consulting model. And for done for you, how does it change? Well, in this particular case, you don't do knowledge. You just do the work for them. But accountability is a big deal. You ask clients for some data, they don't give you. That's where a lot of time goes in. Instead of knowledge, we have basically an account manager who comes in, who basically project manager comes in. Accountability is provided by the same person. There is no feedback. It's basically like touch points. Basically, if you build the landing page, send a message to the client, hey, give me feedback. There is no community. It's basically like, it's just support, 4 and 5, these things. That's the only difference. Here we don't sell a course. We just have a guy who does this for them. I'm sure you guys would relate to this, right? So these are the 5 pillars that I would first incorporate.